Welcome to Twisted Reviews.
Alright, I am back again today with another review of Stranger Things 2. Let's just jump right into this. This season was amazing. I really enjoyed this season. I watched this entire season, binge watched it in over 11 hours. That's how good this season was. I found this season a lot better than the first season. I felt like there was a lot more, and the story went, it went in depth more with the characters. You can tell the story along with the kids. They're growing, they're getting older. Plus, not age-wise too, but you can tell they're getting more mature as they age, which is pretty cool to see on television. It's just like every other TV show. You're growing up with these characters, and if you're a young person who likes Stranger Things, you're growing up with them. Like a lot of us that are my age grew up with Corey and Topanga from Boy Meets World. Then Girl Meets World came about. We got to see their children and what they were up to after they moved to New York in the final episode of Boy Meets World. You're growing up with these children. I feel like a lot of us too are growing with them. People my age and older are growing with them as well. I know I do a lot of ranting. I know somebody's like, oh, 11's not the way she was last season. Well, duh, she's getting older, people. What do you expect? I mean, that's the general consensus when characters get older. Their characters that they're playing do too. And that's life, people. I'm not trying to be mean I don't want this to sound offensive, but learn to deal with it. I might sound like I'm getting a little smart, but that's just the way it is. That's really nothing to complain about. Like, oh, she's getting older, I don't like it. Well, I'm sorry, that happens. But I feel like when characters get older, it makes for a more interesting story. Like, you want to see a grown 11, that's going to be cool to see if we ever get to see a 20-year-old 11. They even do the show that long. I feel like they could pump a couple more seasons out of this, see where it goes from here. Like I said, this season was wild in itself, which was a treat to get to see. And then we got to see the Beyond Stranger Things, to get to see their take on the show and their experiences, which was also a cool little treat. I want to touch on here in this review. I heard a lot of people say, oh, they turned 11 from an innocent little child to this little brat. No, people, she's a teenager. She's also human. Don't forget that too. She is a young teenager. That happens. We all went through it. A lot of the stuff I've seen that people have talked negative about this almost makes you want to just laugh, because it's some of the stupidest complaints. I just don't understand the hate here. I really don't. I guess it's just like what I always say, people have their opinions. What can I say about the acting here? Phenomenal. Just like last season, they were great. Finn, Millie, all of them were just fantastic. Getting to see 11 with Jim Hopper, finally get to see his character finally branch out more. We get to see the on-screen chemistry between the two, and I feel like it was really a genuine chemistry, and it worked. Everybody did fantastic. Adding to the writing was great. It always is. First season was awesome. Second season was even more great. Great writing. Now I've got to say, I really enjoyed this season. What we actually got, we got some treats this season. We got to meet Max, a new character, her brother Billy, who pretty much has replaced Bad Boy Steve, because now Steve is a good guy. They transitioned his character to the main cast, which was pretty cool. And to get to see him with a bat, to me, I don't watch The Walking Dead. I know some people are going to be shocked. I don't. I'm not really a zombie fan, but I feel like they kind of gave a nod to Negan with him and the bat, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think that was a nod to The Walking Dead in a way. This season had a lot of nods to a lot of 80s films and whatnot. Lucas and Max becoming a couple, that was pretty cool. Getting to see Lucas branch out more too as a character and really get more screen time and everything. Last season, I feel like we didn't know much about him until this season. And then Max even grew as the season went on. She was this kind of loner, not very nice person, and she became this really cool kid that they love to hang out with. Let me touch back on Billy for a minute. I feel like he fit that 80s cliche of a bully, of what an abusive bully would be like in the 1980s. He looked like he was from the 1980s. The mullet and everything, he fit that 80s definition to a T. As soon as I saw him, I was like, man, that dude looks totally 80s. This dude is totally 80s. That was literally my reaction. Because when I was watching it, I think I just said, this dude is 80s personified. we got to see more of what he's capable of. And what about Mike's character? Mike's character, I feel like, and you could even see it on screen, he took on a different personality than last season. You know, in last season he had 11, and they discovered that they loved each other, and this season he didn't have 11 until toward the end. He kind of turned into a loner. Like, he wasn't seen with his friends very much in the beginning. Like, there was a scene where he was walking over to his fort and was calling 11 on the walkie-talkie, the radio, which was really sad. And then there was that scene where 11, you know, she had that temper tantrum, and then she wanted to see Mike, and, you know, she went into her mind and put her hand on Mike's cheek. That was pretty emotional. Very emotional scene. Actually teared up when she did, because you were wanting her to get to Mike, and then when she finally did, a lot of people put down the scene where she showed up. I thought that was a cool scene when they finally revealed her and she showed up and embraced everybody. A lot of growing this season, a lot of changes, a lot of new characters. Just great overall, great season. Like I said, I liked it way better than the first season. It went deeper and way beyond what first season did. Introduction to the monster. Right now, I can't think right offhand what they called them. I think they could pump maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 more seasons out of this. I would love to see that. Love to see this series get longevity, which it should. This about wraps up this review. And another thing, I loved how instead of this going about it the cliche way, oh, Stranger Things season 2, they called it Stranger Things 2, which was another nod to like 80s film, giving it that 2 in the title, which I thought was pretty clever. It felt like a true sequel. It literally did. It felt like the first season, each episode, and there were places here and there where it was a ton of nods to 80s film and satire, and this season was no different. I mean, there was still nods here and there, but this was a true sequel. It didn't mock anything truly this season. It was a true sequel to the first season and the story in general. So yeah, this was a cool season. And also, don't forget to buy the Stranger Things Season 1 VHS. Yes, I said it. VHS, Blu-ray. That was pretty cool. Yeah, this wraps up the review of Stranger Things 2. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back shortly with my next review.